Alright guys, so in the last video I gave you my 10 surprising players this season that have been, hey, I didn't expect that out of them so far in the 2022 season. So I'm going to give you guys 10 players that I think have been disappointing to me this season. So a bad surprise. It's like, alright, I thought they were going to be a little bit better to start off the 2022 campaign. So remember, this is just my subjective list. There's no scientific facts or reasoning behind this. It's just who I think has been fairly disappointing, and I had higher expectations for them starting off the 2022 season. So I'm recording this on November 12th. You might see this a couple days after. So if they have a 50-point performance between now and then, please don't get mad at me. And yeah, if there's any players that I didn't mention, let me know down below. Let's get into it. So by far the biggest disappointment for me this season has been Michael Porter Jr., my preseason most improved player pick. Yeah, I didn't choose Keldon Johnson. I didn't choose like Kevin Porter Jr. or Darius Garland, some of the more popular picks. I came on the Ja Morant wave a little bit later, but yeah, Michael Porter Jr. has been garbage, has been utter, just been so bad this year. He's already hurt, back injury. The scary thing that kept him out of his rookie season was the big red flag out of Missouri, and he's got a back injury, and he's out for the foreseeable future. This is actually the worst case scenario, the worst start Porter Jr. could have. And in the 9 games he played, 10 points, 6.5 rebounds. I was expecting like 23 and 8. Yeah, and I'm getting 10 and 6, shooting 35% from the field, 20% from 3, 55% from the line. I can't talk about him anymore. We got to move on to the next guy. It's going to make me upset. So next up, we have De'Aaron Fox, who did just have a nice game against the Spurs in that loss the other night. But yeah, Fox is somebody I expected to maybe show that he could be a top 20 guy in this league. But he's averaging 20 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists. You know, those aren't terrible numbers. You maybe expect him to score a little bit higher. But it's really the efficiency that I'm upset with. 41% from the field, which is not good. That is below league average, and maybe you can offset that with like a good 3-point percentage. But yeah, when his previous seasons are 48 and 47% from the field, I'm confident he'll get back to that, but it's just a disappointing start. And it's the 22% 3-point shooting for me, because he's never really been a good 3-point shooter. In his second year in the league, he did shoot 37% on about 2.9 attempts a night. But, are we ever going to get, De'Aaron Fox can take, 4 threes a night and shoot at 35% from that field? I don't know. I don't think so. It's a little bit alarming seeing him shoot 22% and 70% from the line. Not great. So, if you saw the surprising was Harrison Barnes was on that, and it's probably because De'Aaron Fox has been kind of disappointing. So coming in at number 3, we have Nickeil Alexander-Walker of the Pelicans. Walker is a player that I thought with Zion Williamson out could maybe finally break out for this Pelicans team. He was the 17th pick in the 2019 draft, and people had a lot of high hopes for him, especially after the summer league and the preseason he played in going into that 2020 season. And what you really need from Nah is to be that OG Anunoby for the Raptors, and somebody that you could take in the mid to late round of the draft that could be a nice surprise. And it's wow, we really hit on this pick to be that number 3 after Zion and Brandon Ingram. But with Zion out, Ingram's been out a little bit. Man, he's averaging 15 points, which is all right, that is a career high. You got to be happy with that. But the efficiency has just been so bad, which just alarms me a little bit, because he's shooting 36% from the field, 26% from 3. He's shooting a fine free throw percentage, but man, those main shooting splits are alarming. And it's not like he's been very efficient throughout his career. His rookie year, not very efficient. Last year, he was a little bit more efficient, but 41% from the field and 34 from 3 isn't anything to get crazy about. So you expected him to take that next jump this year and finally break out. And I mean, I should have put out a disclaimer. This is only not even a quarter of the way into the season. So these are overreactions if I'm going to be all right, I'm a little bit, no, I don't think it's an overreaction to say I'm a little bit nervous for Nah. I'm hoping he can change it around. He's talented enough to change it around. So, yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed in what Nah has been doing so far. Next up, we have Kevin Porter Jr. of the Houston Rockets. He made my top 10 list of players that I think could break out. A lot of people took him as their most improved player this year. He got the full point guard role when the Rockets and John Wall announced that they're going to mutually agree to not play this year and look for a trade. But yeah, Kevin Porter Jr. has just not been all that. His assists have gone down from the 26 games he played as a Rocket last year. He's averaging 5 a night, 13 points, 36% from the field, 30% from 3. You just really haven't been able to trust them with the ball in his hands. And I mean, the Rockets have been so bad. They're off to a 9 or 1 in 10 start at the moment I'm recording this. But it's just a little, I don't know. It's a little disappointing when you expected Kevin Porter Jr., who, it didn't end well in Cleveland, but showed flashes, showed a lot of flashes last year for the Rockets in the 26 games he played in. So you just expected maybe a better start this year. Next up, we have Saddiq Bey of the Detroit Pistons. And when I tweeted this out, a lot of people were upset that I put Saddiq Bey in guys that I'm disappointed in. Now, I'm not saying Saddiq Bey's been bad, because, you know, his playmaking has been a lot better this year. He's been more physical on the glass, and I think his defense has been just fine this year. But it's really his offensive game that I'm a little bit disappointed in, because I thought he was, like, for sure going to be the second leading scorer on that team, and I believe right now he is, or he's close to it behind Jeremy Grant. Yeah, at the moment, he is the second leading scorer. It's just, he was very efficient as a rookie. 40% from the field, nothing crazy, but 38% from three was going to, I think, set the record for most three-pointers made by a rookie if the season was pretty much 82 games and got to play like 10 more. But just he's off to the 38% from the field, 28% from three, shooting splits this year, 68% from the line. It's a little disappointing for me, because I had big expectations for Saddiq Bey this year, but he just may be in that sophomore slump. He'll probably get out of it eventually. Coming in at number 6, we have Duncan Robinson of the Miami Heat. What did he just get 5 years, $85 million in the offseason, mainly to shoot three-pointers at a high clip, basically, because he shot 44% from three 2 years ago and 40% from three last year, and now he's shooting 31% from three, 32% from the field. What is wrong with Duncan Robinson? Is it the new basketball? Is it, what would they go from Spalding to Wilson and it's just messing him up? It may be that. I don't know. But yeah, Duncan Robinson has not been very good this year. And that's why the Miami Heat paid him the big bucks. That's why they paid him $17 million a year, is to knock down threes at an elite level. Because the last 2 seasons, he was a top 3-point shooter in the league, in my opinion. With no Klay Thompson playing, he was probably in the top 3. You'd have Steph, and then you could put maybe like Lillard in there. You could put like Joe Harris. I don't know. You could put somebody else in there. But yeah, like Robinson was elite at that. Seth Curry as well. And this year, he's not doing that. So he's not even a little bit, like, been a little bit disappointing. He's been a major disappointment in my eyes. Coming in at number 7, it's Damian Lillard. What the hell is happening? What is going on with Damian Lillard? We are 12 games into the season for Dame. He's averaging 20 points, 4 rebounds, and 8 assists. All right, you're like 8 assists, that's Dame. 4 rebounds, that's Dame. 20 points, that is not like Dame. He's usually averaging 27, 28. Yeah, he's shooting 38% from the field, 25% from 3. I don't know if it's the new foul rules. He did say those are unacceptable, and he is not a fan of the new foul rules. And he was like, I never tried cheating the system and deceiving the refs before. And like, literally under that tweet, there's a bunch of plays for him in the bubble where he's pumping and literally throwing his body into players. So he was just flat out lying right there. Damian Lillard has been bad this year. You don't normally say that 12 games into the year. Why has Dame been bad? I don't really know. I honestly don't. But yeah, he's been a major disappointment for, I guess, people like me, for NBA fans, but more importantly, Blazers fans. Like, if Dame's not on his, like, Dame level, like, what hope do they have this season? Next up at number 9, we have Jayson Tatum. Now, Tatum, he's had his good games this year, but he's also had his bad games. He's averaging 23 points, 8.5 rebounds, 3.5 assists, but the 38% field goal shooting, 32% from from 3, 75% from the line. When people thought he was a dark horse MVP candidate, that is very disappointing. I don't know what it is, but I feel like he can't finish that well at the rim. He's missing a lot of open shots. I'm sure like Tatum's like a flat out like superstar one day. He's only 23 years old. He's not one already. He's gonna be just fine. But you really like, people expected him to be like, yeah, that dark horse MVP candidate, and he has not been that. I don't even know if you can call him an all-star, really. You can't. And coming in at number 10 is somebody kind of like Duncan Robinson that's mainly valuable because of his three-point shooting, and that's Cam Johnson of the Phoenix Suns. Somebody that shot fairly well from 3 last year, nothing crazy, but he's just been off to a bad start this year. He's averaging 6 points, 2 rebounds, nothing crazy. When he averaged 9 points last year, just close to 10. Shooting 33% from the field, 31% from 3. Not very, you know, like Cam Johnson-esque. Not promising at all. So I'm a little bit worried about Cam Johnson. Maybe because he's close to me in heart because he is a UNC, former Tar Heel. Yeah, from UNC. I don't know. Cam Johnson's been disappointing in my eyes, and that's the list. So let me know what you think of the list down below. Drop a like if you did enjoy. Let me know down below if you don't agree with any of those, or if there's somebody I left off that you agreed with. Could have put Poku up there. Could have put Emmanuel Quickly up there. Could have put Kevin Huerter. So there's some other honorable mentions. Maybe James Harden as well. Russell Westbrook. I don't know. There's some other guys you could put in there. So let me know down below what you guys think. Hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.